So, you thought the Rising of S.H.I.E.L.D. hero was just another chill isekai? Nah, it's betrayal, trauma, birds, turtles, dragon drama, and enough emotional damage to spawn a Dr. Phil arc. Welcome to the show where the sword's useless, the bow is crying, and the spear is simping, and only the guy with the literal shield can carry the team. You want a bit of recap before the new season starts? Well, let's check out this madness. Season 1. Enter Naofumi. He's your average, chill college dude who finds a weird fantasy book in the library. He should have just read One Piece, but no, this dude gets sucked into the book like it's Jumanji Betrayal Edition. Welcome to Melromark, the land of waves, magic, and horse crap. Naofumi is chosen as one of the 4 legendary heroes, each armed with a sick weapon, sword, bow, spear, and a shield. Yep, a shield. And you'd probably think that he would get the same treatment as the others, right? Yeah, no. The others already treat him like a walking L. The kingdom's like, you guys need parties, but nobody picks Naofumi, until mine, the world's most radiant red flag, smiles, bats her eyelashes, and hops on his team. Naofumi is like, wow, what a kind soul. No, Naofumi, don't you get your hopes up, because you know what happens just a few minutes later? She robs him and accuses him of assault. Yep, false accusation speedrun edition.
なんだこれなんなんだよマインなんでお前そんなこと俺たち仲間じゃん
This instantly kills Naofumi's reputation. The king, the guards, and the other heroes, they all yeet him socially, and the only one who believes in him is Erhard, the blacksmith. Naofumi turns into bitter isekai Batman and goes full grind set. Can't use weapons, can't get XP solo, and everyone hates him. So naturally, he just buys a traumatized Tanuki slave girl, Raphtalia. Yep, that's the show. Now, before we cancel him, it's a symbiotic XP farming contact with mutual trauma and heartfelt bonding. Totally wholesome, probably. Raphtalia starts off all, I'm scared, I saw my parents get eaten by a demonic werepoodle, and Naofumi's like, okay, fair, now stab that one. Cue emotional breakthrough, sword swinging, character growth. She levels up, she ages up, and now she's anime waifu age because leveling equals puberty in this economy. Naofumi trains her up, upgrades his shield, and after a visit to the cathedral's giant hourglass, boom, the first wave hits. While the other heroes are out doing DPS circle jerks, Naofumi and Raphtalia hold the line and loot village like real MVPs. Civilians saved, monsters stopped. But of course, he gets 0 credit. Motoyasu gets clout for boss killing, while Naofumi gets thank you apples. At the after party, mine of course starts more drama. Raphtalia's a slave, she dramatically says to Motoyasu, who's like, unacceptable, let's duel, he exclaims. Nah, says Naofumi, and scene. Yeah, no, the king of course has to interfere and force the duel. Naofumi almost wins with tactics and defense, but guess what? Cheat code, wind magic interference. He loses, rage meter explodes, and hello cursed shield mode.
だから、世界中がナオフミ様を悪く言っても、私は違うって。何回でもナオフミ様はいい人なんだって言います。私の命を救い、剣を与え、生きる意味を教えてくれたのはナオフミ様です。私はあなたの剣。
But Raphtalia slaps reality back into him with a "you're not alone" speech, and everything is suddenly less cursed and more tender. The next morning, he even tastes food again. Nothing says emotional recovery like breakfast sandwiches. Now it's time for the bird wife arc. Naofumi buys a gacha egg, and it hatches. Enter Philo, a filial bird who grows from chick to kickboxer ostrich in 24 hours, and imprints on Naofumi like a Disney duckling. Mine tries to pull another dictatorship and claims a whole village is hers. Naofumi challenges her via ostrich drag race. Philo dropkicks Motoyasu into orbit and wins. 10 out of 10, best girl confirmed. Meanwhile, Naofumi starts doing freelance gigs, crafting, and side quests like a responsible MMORPG main character. He gets connected with merchants, fights bandits, bribes them with get eaten or give me loot logic, and becomes the capitalist shield senpai this world didn't deserve. Then disaster. Motoyasu plants cursed seeds to end a famine, except, oops, the seeds turn into flesh-eating plants. Naofumi rolls in, nukes the vines, saves the day, and monetizes the solution. Oh, and during this time, he also discovers that Ren killed a dragon and just left the rotting corpse there, which caused a disease outbreak. So now Naofumi goes to clean it up, only for it to wake up as a zombie dragon. It swallows Philo, Naofumi loses it, activates Rage Shield 2.0, and burns through everything. Philo bursts out of the dragon's belly like it's alien, and the town is saved. Naofumi feels like trash for almost roasting Raphtalia and vows to be better. Character development, check.
もしこれがドラゴンの魔力が死骸の中で結晶化したものなら。レベルが足りないか。
Then Melty shows up. Literally, her name is Melty. She's the good princess. She's sweet, smart, a Philolial stan, and Naofumi tells her to get lost because he's allergic to royalty now, which is fair. And the second wave hits, and just when things are going smoothly, first cue epic cursed Iron Maiden attack? Yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah, just when things were going smoothly, Glass shows up. Glass is a kimono-wearing, fan-wielding boss babe who absolutely claps the other three heroes like they're level 5 NPCs. She comes for Naofumi's neck, and he's the only one there that can hold her off. Glass dips when the timer runs out, but not before telling Naofumi, "You're the only one worth fighting." But something feels off, and surprise, Naofumi protects Melty from an assassination attempt, so naturally the kingdom goes, yes, this man is clearly a kidnapper. Logic? None. He fends them off somehow. I mean, this man cannot catch a break. In the scuffle, he finds a shady pendant on one of the attackers, the Church of the Three Heroes logo. Meanwhile, back at the palace, the royal clowns edit footage of the incident like it's TikTok propaganda, and Naofumi the kidnapper goes viral. The squad decides to dip Siltveld, aka Demi-Human Disneyland, but of course, they can't have nice things. While hiking the mountains, they are ambushed by knights and the other three heroes? Melty tries to clear things up, but Melty shows up with her full villain starter pack, gaslighting, and a backup squad of goons. She convinces Motoyasu that Naofumi has a brainwashing shield, and he's like, sounds legit, and slaps a magic dog collar on Philo mid-fight. That's it. Naofumi goes full Rage Shield mode to get the squad out alive.
少し離れてろ。来い！フンドの盾！
On the bright side, Ren and Itsuki finally start developing a shared brain cell and realize, maybe Naofumi isn't the actual devil? The squad detours to a noble's estate. Things are going fine until another surprise. Noble douchebag idol Rabier takes Melty, tortures his own co-workers for laughs, and triggers Raphtalia's PTSD like it's a Netflix original. Naofumi bursts in, saves Melty and the tortured Reiknat, and Raphtalia confronts her childhood trauma monster. Rabier begs like a worm, but she doesn't kill him. She just gives him an emotional slap and a magical stab. Growth. But because this show refuses to rest, Rabier releases a giant undead T-Rex like he had one chilling in his basement this whole time. Philo and the Rex glow with the same light, and Melty goes full Pokemon trainer like lure it to the water. They do, it doesn't work. But then, bam, a Philolial queen shows up, drops the monster like a wet sock, and turns into a hot bird lady named Fitoria. Turns out, Fitoria has been soloing the whole world and ending waves for centuries and is kinda mad the heroes are all flopping around like noobs. She's like, Naofumi, team up with them or I'll murder all four of you and roll new characters. Naofumi's like, nah, and Fitoria is like, bet. She kidnaps Melty and challenges Philo to a bird-on-bird gladiator match. Philo wins, barely, and gets upgraded stats, and is now officially the Philolial queen in training. Fitoria upgrades Naofumi's armor, tries to jog her ancient memory about her past shield hero, and sends them off with a work together or die, love ya! So Naofumi tries, and fails immediately. He finds Motoyasu, who's been told that Naofumi murdered Ren and Itsuki. They're fine. Mine's out here dropping fake evidence like it's her full-time job. Motoyasu attacks, they fight, Naofumi's team wins. But then, a giant laser cannon from the sky nukes the battlefield. I cannot make this up, just roll the footage. Enter Pope Balmus, the church dude with the hairline of a villain and the ambition bigger than Jupiter. He rolls in with a knockoff Exodia staff that mimics all 4 legendary weapons and starts wrecking both parties. Even mine is like, what the hell? So you know it's bad. Turns out the Pope was like, screw the monarchy and the heroes. I'm the main character now. Naofumi and the others unite in the pettiest alliance in all of anime history, and Naofumi still hates them, but he agrees to help because of Faitoria's save the world or die speech. Balmus is like, cool story, and drops a cathedral dome on everyone. Epic boss battle time. Naofumi busts out his rage shield again, now with the new Berserker Armor DLC. He is barely hanging on, just fueled by rage and spite, until Raphtalia, Philo, and Melty pull a friendship intervention and snap him out of his flaming murder trance. Balmus tries a final blast, but Naofumi uses his blood sacrifice, literally bleeding himself dry to cook that cleric extra crispy. Queen Morelia and her army arrive just in time for the dramatic finish. The Pope is barbecued. His cult is arrested, and everyone lives, barely. Naofumi passes out for 3 days, and when he wakes up, it's apology tour time. Morelia's like, sorry our church tried to execute you, also sorry my husband and daughter framed you, tortured your friends, and almost burned to the world. And she means it. So she slaps a slave seal on mine and forces her to confess. Death penalty time, until Naofumi's like, no, let's rename them instead. And thus, mine becomes the B word, and alt-cray becomes trash, legally, forever. Naofumi is out here dishing social death penalties like a petty god. Chef's kiss. The party finally gets their class ups, but the system forces Raphtalia and Philo into preset paths. Sus. Probably Fitoria's magic. They visit Raphtalia's ruined village, swear to rebuild it, and Naofumi finally admits he's not just surviving anymore, he's fighting for something. And then, it's vacation time. The party boards a ship to Kalmyra for a bonus XP beach grinding and meets Lark and Therese, a scythe guy and a crystal waifu who seems chill, for now. They grind, they vibe, and they party. But when the next wave hits, Lark and Therese betray them mid-battle. Plot twist, they're heroes from another world, and they need to kill Naofumi to save their own. What even is this anime anymore?
どういうことだ?お前が本当に盾の勇者だとはな。まったく、なんでこうなっちまうんだか。どういうことだと聞いているんだ!どうもこうもない。俺たちの世界のために死んでくれ。
And just when you think everything is going for Naofumi, Glass returns, and now she's fully partnered with them. Naofumi fights her solo with his Soul Eater shield, hesitates, and Raphtalia gives him a shonen pep talk, and then alcohol bomb. Courtesy of Rishia, the newest party member who used to roll with Itsuki before getting booted for being falsely accused. The wave ends, the enemy retreats, and Naofumi, now a literal lord, starts rebuilding Raphtalia's hometown. He's no longer just the shield hero, he's the landlord, trauma counselor, and unofficial king of demi-humans. Season 2. Naofumi's chillin' in his new territory, raising Rishia. She's trying to prove herself after being booted from Itsuki's harem of delusion. And then, out of nowhere, bat attack! The crew swats them away no problem, but then the wave countdown just stops, which is weird. Never a good sign when the end of the world pauses. So Queen Morelia calls the boys back. Hey, the spirit tortoise woke up and is wrecking towns like it's auditioning for a Godzilla reboot. The other heroes noped out faster than their responsibilities, leaving Naofumi to clean up the mess again. He takes the job, and Rishia, still desperate for Itsuki's attention, becomes Naofumi's slave to get that sweet XP link. Totally normal bonding experience.
リシアさん、お姉ちゃん。
これであなたは盾の勇者様の奴隷となりました。
They head to the Tortoise Kingdom and learn two things. One, the turtle's been prematurely awakened, and two, people think it killed the other heroes. Vittoria confirms they're alive, but also drops a reminder. Unite the squad or I'll delete you all. Thanks, Bird Queen. Cue Ost Horai, a mysterious, elegant lady who actually is the spirit tortoise's familiar, and also maybe its soul? Her job was to absorb souls to stop the waves forever, but someone hacked the turtle's system and now she wants Naofumi to kill her. Generals bicker like kids in a group project, so Naofumi rage quits the war room and makes his own plan, Operation Turtle Trap. It involves baiting the beast into a canyon with flags and sheer willpower. It almost works until the tortoise fires magical nukes from its back, wipes half the army, and forces Naofumi's crew to go full anime. Ost freezes the familiars, Rishia buffs everyone, and together they slice off the tortoise's head. Victory? No, Ost is still here, meaning the turtle's not dead yet. Time for a dungeon crawl. On the turtle's back, they find ancient ruins, inscriptions, and even a note from a past hero, probably written with rage and tea. Ost remembers the only way to truly kill the beast is to destroy its heart. They go spelunking and run into surprise guests, Lark, Therese, and Glass. Truce talks happen, Naofumi is like no thanks, and they part ways.
勝手にやればいい。ま、そうだよな。じゃあ俺たちは俺たちで好きにやらせてもらうぜ。またな、坊主。
Naofumi様。
これでいいんだ。
Inside the heart chamber, they fight Kyo, a smug emo nerd who controls the turtle and treats the whole thing like a Twitch stream. They break the heart, but the turtle keeps going. Why? Well, because Ost isn't just a familiar, she is the tortoise. Kyo was like, you could've just stabbed her. The nerve. Kyo reveals he's also kidnapped the other three heroes and is draining their weapons like their USB power banks. Vittoria buys time fighting the head, while Naofumi, Rishia, and Lark's gang gets pinned down by gravity magic. But yet another surprise, Rishia pulls a glow up and goes Super Saiyan, fighting Kyo one-on-one and holding her own. Naofumi unlocks the Spirit Tortoise Heart Shield, and with Ost's final sacrifice, they obliterate the core. Kyo runs away like a true Final Fantasy villain, and Ost says goodbye with sparkles and heartbreak. Rest in peace. But wait, Naofumi's not done. He's got portal powers now, and he's coming for that little bookworm menace. After the Infinite Labyrinth, a low-budget Pokemon dungeon where Naofumi, Rishia, and now baby Raftalia, because level reset, get stuck. Luckily, they meet Kizuna, the hunting hero of this new world and Lark's BFF. She's been trapped here for years with nothing but fishing and existential dread. Naofumi jailbreaks the system by glitching through a wall with plant magic. Yes, really. They pop out in Kizuna's world and start exploring while Naofumi hustles SP potions like a fantasy drug dealer. But things go sideways real quick. During a teleport attempt, Raftalia gets snatched away by Kyo again and dropped into anime jail with Lark's crew. Naofumi finds and rescues Philo, now a tiny hummingbird because philolials don't exist in this world. They rescue her from slavers, torture said slavers off-screen, justice, and pick up a magical tanuki named Rafchan, made from Raftalia's hair. It's adorable. It's also creepy. We accept both.
ご主人様、この子誰？なんかラフタリアお姉ちゃんの匂いがする。
ラフタリアの髪の毛から作った式紙だ。昨日からいたんだが。
じゃあラフちゃんだね。ラフちゃん？
Meanwhile, Raftalia becomes the new katana hero because the sacred weapon chooses her mid-ceremony, like she's Fantasy Excalibur. She gets a new outfit, ditches Kazuki, some loser trying to be relevant, and solos a Byakko beast until the squad saves her at the last second. Reunion hugs all around. Back in Sikal, Kizuna's squad and Naofumi's party prep for round 2 with Kyo. Along the way, they fight his childhood friend Yomagi, who thinks Kyo's the hero. Naofumi curb stomps her, the cursed sword tries to kill her, and she's like, okay, maybe he is evil. We love a character arc. Before they can invade though, another wave hits. Kyo uses it to teleport everyone except for Naofumi's crew away.
おいおい、まさか。
そんな、まだ国限まで猶予があるはずなのに。
嘘だろ。絆！
Inside the lab, Kyo throws everything at them. Chimera goons, resurrected Kazuki, emotional trauma, you name it. Naofumi goes full rage shield, almost kills Rishia, and gets pulled back by her "you're not a villain" speech. He unlocks a combo attack using the mirror weapon and oasts Soul to nuke Kyo off the map. They say quick goodbyes to Kizuna and warp home. The other heroes? They finally manage a wave without screwing it up. Progress! Naofumi's awarded for saving the world again, no biggie, and they travel to pay tribute to Ost. Her spirit appears briefly, smiling at him, and he smiles back, because behind the shield, beneath the rage, Naofumi is finally at peace. For now. Season 3. So, the spirit tortoise is dead, the waves are paused, and you would think that Naofumi could finally take a breath. Nope, he learns the Phoenix is next on the apocalyptic bingo card, and he's waking up in 2 months. But wait, there's more! The other 3 heroes are missing. The 7-star heroes are also MIA, and the only one accounted for is trash. Yes, Alt-Cray, formerly known as King, now flopping around as the staff hero. Also, Malty has gone AWOL, again. Before he can stress, Naofumi learns that the Dema-humans from Raftalia's village were sold off. Big yikes. So he visits everyone's favorite morally gray slave dealer, Bilokas, and sets off to Zeltobel, Fantasy Vegas, where human trafficking is sponsored by underground cage matches. Naturally, Naofumi and the gang disguise themselves and enter the arena, where they fight for the prize money.
連戦連勝のトバークファミリーを下し新参者チームロックバレーの勝利
勝った
Enter Sedina, Killer Whale, Lightning Queen, and Raftalia's hometown crush. She recognizes our squad mid-fight and joins forces after realizing that they are all trying to save the same slaves. But as they're vibing, a wild murder clown appears, controlling creepy puppets and spouting vague anime villain riddles. They defeat him, mostly. He disappears like a bad plotline, but Naofumi gets the money and frees the slaves, including a tiger boy named Full, and his sickly sister, Atla. Spoiler, she is not just a cinnamon roll, she is a nuke. Back home in Luralana, Naofumi sets up defenses and holds a glow-up ceremony for his new squad. You thought that it was all going peaceful, but no. Cute bandits and little animal children getting tied up. It sounds bad, but stay with me, and epic save the day from our favorite squad. Then Alt-Cray randomly strolls in, offering trauma and backstory. Turns out he used to be a legit staff hero until his sister died, and he entered a midlife villain arc. Also, they found Motoyasu. Meanwhile, the murderous clown from before, now known as Sign, tries to join Naofumi's village but gets thrown out. The crew goes to search for Motoyasu, and then, of course, Mine crashes the party, gaslighting everyone, manipulating Ren, and blaming Naofumi for literally everything, again! Ren loses it and activates his Curse series, and becomes the world's angriest bandit. Naofumi defends from his attack, but B's manipulation was too strong, so they go off. Meanwhile, Motoyasu is moping because he got dumped by his party, and B is now emotionally supported by Philo's dancing.
これ食べて元気出せ
Fresh off the Ren and Motoyasu drama, Naofumi's party gets ambushed by mysterious assassins. Enter Sign, murder clown turned vassal hero, who saves them, drops that her world was destroyed, and then casually asks to join. Naofumi shrugs and says, sure, don't betray us. Party grows by 1. Back home, class ups for the kids, and Raf-chan is now bait as Naofumi tracks nearby bandits. Instead, he finds Motoyasu fighting a masked guy? Plot twist, it's Ren! Ren's been spiraling ever since his hero party ditched him and Mine robbed him. Curse series unlocked, Greed and Gluttony edition. Eclair tags in, duels Ren, and wins. Naofumi's squad mops up the mystery attackers, Motoyasu flexes his new power, and Ren gets his redemption arc unlocked. Cue tragic backstory and emotional healing. 2 heroes down, 1 to go. Back in Luralana, the team receives a dragon egg because, well, why not? And Naofumi's forced to raise it like a flaming Tamagotchi. Windia names it Galleon. Then it eats a soul gem, evolves, and turns into a kaiju-level emperor dragon. Whoops. Philo's cursed. Windia reveals the dragon is actually her dad, and Naofumi has to choose between mercy and murder. Atla helps end it, Philo is saved, and surprise, Papa Dragon's soul now lives inside Galeon, who becomes an airborne cuddle beast. But before they can chill, rumors swirl of an underground fighter called Perfect Hidden Justice. Yep, it's Itsuki, still brainwashed by mine and swinging a cursed bow of "I'm better than everyone." Rishia steps up. She fights him solo, unlocks key powers, and even his bow rejects him. She wins. Itsuki turns back to mine, only to get ghosted and left with debt. Oof. He wakes up in Luralana, where Rishia spoon-feeds him self-worth. Just when it seems finally peaceful, boom! Assassins target Raftalia because of a priestess outfit? Turns out it marks her as a royal from the Kuten Lo Empire. Sedina drops the lore bomb. Raftalia's family fled a royal civil war, and now she's enemy number 1. Naofumi is done. With the Phoenix awakening soon, he decides to settle things with Kuten Lo before the next apocalyptic bird shows up. He goes with Windia and Galeon ahead to Siltveld, because if you're starting a war, at least talk before you start. And that's the Rising of S.H.I.E.L.D. hero, where Naofumi comes for fantasy adventure and got unpaid emotional labor, war crimes, and like 3 bird children. Are you excited for the new season? Let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.